Hi, third grade. Okay, so I'm so sorry I am not there with you today, but I have the fifth graders out on a field trip to the glass blowing school. So this project is kind of complicated, so I figured it would be easiest if I just made a video and showed you how to do it. Okay, so we are going to be painting the background for a manger scene that we will finish next week. Okay, so the first step, you are going to take your paper and landscape, and you're gonna put your first name, last name, and your teacher's name on the back in pencil. Okay, first name, last name, teacher's name. First name, last name, teacher's name on the back. I put Mrs. Myers myself, but it's backward. Okay, so then the next thing you're gonna do with your pencil, you're gonna draw a landscape line like this. Then you are gonna draw the little circle like this, okay? So once you have this ready to go, you can put your pencil in the bucket, get a paintbrush, and then your substitute is going to have a palette of paint on the table for you, and it is going to look like this. It's gonna have white, black, blue, and purple in it. Okay? Now, I am going to stop the video right now, and I'm gonna flip it over so that you guys can see what it looks like when I'm actually painting, okay? So on to video number 2. We're at the next step. So here is what you're gonna do. First, you're gonna start with your white paint, and you're gonna fill it in right inside the circle. Because, as you know, when we go to make a value scale, in order to blend your paint, it must be wet. So, I'm gonna start with my white paint right here. And I am going to paint this entire circle white. Okay, notice that I'm going below this line. This is all gonna end up being black at the bottom. So I need to make sure that I get my color all the way past it because we can cover it later. Then, what I'm gonna do, leaving my paintbrush dirty, I'm going to dip it into the purple in just a little bit. Do you notice how I only have a little bit? Okay, then I'm going to make my purple line go all the way around like this. Then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend it downward like this. Because as I move it downward, what ends up happening is that it uses off a lot of the purple. You see how as I moved it downward, there was less paint, purple paint in my paintbrush, and so then the white paint that was still in it started to blend it in, okay? So then I'm gonna take my paintbrush, I'm gonna go back into the purple, and I am going to paint going in an arch. It's easier to first lay the arch of paint down and then kind of move outward like that, and then come back in here and blend it in like this. But you do have to move quickly, remember, because it does dry pretty fast, okay? So I'm gonna come make mine just a little bit darker. I like that, okay? So I'm gonna keep painting my purple, and I like to just do it in one big arch. I really like that better, okay? So we're getting quite a bit of purple out here. All right, and once you get to about here, we are gonna then transition to the turquoise color. But first, I don't want you to wash your paintbrush, I just want you to wipe it off. Just right over here on your tray, wipe as much of it off as you can. Then, you're gonna take your paintbrush into your teal, and you're gonna lay it right down next to the purple. And then what you're gonna do is you'll go downward. And what it'll do is it'll blend it in, okay? So you guys are good to lay it right next to it and blend it in, okay? You're gonna come over here, you're gonna lay the blue down and blend it in. If it's getting a little hard to blend, get a bit of white, And you can lay some white down, and that'll help you blend it a little bit. Okay, but notice that we're still going outward in this motion because we want our picture to be kind of in a circle manner. And that is because this is gonna end up having the manger on it right here, okay? And so if the manger's right here and the light was shining down on baby Jesus, because the Star of Bethlehem shone over his manger, then what does light do as it projects outward? It makes it kind of an arch, okay? So we are going to finish this out in an arch, okay? You will get paint all over the table, not a big deal. We always do that in art class, and we just wash it up at the end when we're done. Okay. All right, so once you've gotten to this point, then you need to go wash your paintbrush all the way out, okay? I'm not gonna do that right now. I am actually just gonna use a new paintbrush because for time purposes, okay? So once you've hit this point, then you are ready to paint your black. And this little line we drew with our pencil, this whole section down here is gonna be black. But what I want you to do is I want you to make a really crisp black line like this. Okay, we don't want it to be like that, where you can see through it. We want it to be nice and dark, okay? So then you're gonna take your black paintbrush and you are gonna paint this whole section down here in black. We do not wanna leave any white space showing on our paper. Hold on, just 1 second. Sorry, I'm making a video. So once you've filled this all the way in with black, then you can go put it on the paintbrush and you are all the way done, okay? Put your picture on the drying rack once you are finished, and then clean up your spot and you are done for the day. Thank you.